Oh my gosh, we have a Zero Cool sighting in the house. Yeah! What's up, Zero Cool? Are you ready to get fried, brain fried from 5G today? Hello, everybody. It is that time for the weekly live stream. That's right. We got an electrifying topic this week. That's right. Get your tinfoil hats, your steel hard hats on, because we're going to talk about 5G frying your brain. Yeah, that's what everybody says. We're gonna show you all the silliness. We're gonna show you what all these people are doing. They're suing everybody. They're claiming this, saying this, all deception and lies, just like T-Mobile. But I'm going to lay down the facts. I'm going to show you guys why it's all bullshit. There you go. I just said it. Hello there, Mr. Brown. How you doing? Yes, dangerous electromagnetic waves. Can't wait to learn about it. Do you feel, I do feel there are some concerns as you go up on the SCLE, though. Of course, X-ray and gamma. Yes, real radiation. That's right. All right. Hot topic tonight. We got Bobby's here. How you doing? We got MS is here. Of course, I didn't check my audio and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's working right now, so let me know. Audio's good. I can even click on here and make sure. I don't want to sit here and talk for nothing. Okay, yeah. It's moving. It should be working on out there. I was going to check everything. It's getting sleepy. Coro says it's 8:40. Yeah, it's late. That's the only thing. I don't want to do live stream too early because people are doing stuff out in their yards and stuff. And, you know, so it's usually after it gets dark, everybody comes in. That's when they watch the live streams and do stuff. So, and of course, here it's 5:30. You know, I just woke up a little bit ago. So I'm on night shift again now. So I don't have to work till 11. So I still can do my live streams in the evening. No problem. Just got my coffee. Oh, so good. Coffee. And before I go to work, I'm going to make a cup of tea, some black tea. Good for you. Yeah, you'll catch the replay. That's the nice thing about it is you can always catch the replay. All right, so we got 7 in here right now. See, there's a lot of people still probably eating dinner and not quite ready to get on YouTube yet, but hey, that's okay. There's always the replay, and you can always share the stream to others. Welcome all, and please don't forget to go ahead and hit that like button. Yes, yes, yes. And remember, when he was RFK, don't forget to do it now that he's RLV. Now sit back and enjoy. Yay! All right, we have South Joe 21 here. Welcome. And TJ's here. All right. Great drone footage. Yes. I like how I got that those intros set up for you there. So, and that's the reason I did it. You know, the intros I had in Florida was like a whole like 1 minute long version of continuous. So I kind of did it different. I made 4 30-second ones that are just quick and just, you know, and it gives you different advantages of, you know, cell towers and the scenery here in Vegas. So hope you guys like it and enjoy it. Just trying to do some cool things for the channel here. Make you guys happy. Hello, Jackson. How you doing? Bobby says he's doing good. Well, that's awesome. I think Zero Cool got a phone call. So we're caught up here in the chat. So we're going to do, let's go ahead and just show you guys what's going on out there. Let's talk about this. This is crazy. Zero Cool will be with us here shortly. All right. So here's an article. Check this out. Okay, this is an article. Judge dismisses lawsuit to ban cell phone tower on top of a school. All right. So looking at this picture, I can tell you who's this is. That's definitely T-Mobile. Definitely T-Mobile. So that's a T-Mobile tower, and it looks like an old smokestack, like some of these schools used to set it up where you can burn trash, and there's like a little smokestack up here. So they got this stuff mounted up here. And look how high it is. It's not even beaming towards the windows. I mean, it's way above it. So, and it's pretty far away too. So
yeah, that's a smokestack tower.
Yeah, that's a smokestack at an old school where they used to, you know, they used to burn like cardboard and stuff back in the day when it was allowed to do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or if they had like some really old schools had these boilers too, where they actually burned oil, and they wanted to get the exhaust like high up. So,
dude, this isn't Wyandotte, Detroit. This is in Michigan. You picked it.
Sure is. Isn't that crazy? But look at this. The Wyandotte parents attempting to sue T-Mobile and the Wyandotte School District over a 5G cell phone tower atop a Washington elementary school. Oh my God. All right, so they dismissed the case ruling issued Tuesday. They lifted the temporary injunction that kept the cell phone tower inactive. So it made it a dead spot while this thing was going on. So can you imagine? You got a dead spot on T-Mobile because they had an injunction set up here. Let's see. It's crazy. So what's the details here? The phone tower has never been activated after the residents began to protest. Protest. Oh boy. Makes you shake your head. So what they're claiming is, they argued adverse health effects could come from the radio frequency waves emanating from the tower. The tower would emit frequencies that are below the maximum level allowed by the Federal Communications. What? Below the maximum level? Look at this.
It sounds like a misprint.
They do not have a standing because they have not suffered harm. So you have to prove harm. That's part of the thing with lawsuit. You have to prove harm. If you can't prove no harm, then, there you go. Speculative harm, it doesn't work. So it's speculative that it could cause future health issues, cannot be grounds for a claim of damages. So there you go. That's why this got dismissed, thrown out. So here you go. Let's see. Kids in elementary school are not using wireless phones for educational purposes, so really a money grab for the school district. Wow. It's all about the money. So money grab because $1,000 per month, they're radiating all these young school kids and the teachers. Radiating? Really? Look how far that thing is away. See, that's crazy. These people claim these stuff without doing their research. They don't even know what they're talking about. Radiating. Awful. They're going to kill everybody. Well, I can promise you this. They have a more chance of dying eating this food in the cafeteria than they are being next to that damn cell phone tower. What do you think, Zirkle?
Yeah, so like every complaint, right, is always the same. It's always, you look for keywords like adverse health effects. That's always the same complaint. It's going to have adverse health effects. It's going to cause cancer. It's going to make my brain rot. It's gonna,
yeah.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, they don't do any research. A lot of these folks that make complaints usually are in protesting, are usually activists in one way or another. Yeah,
and one thing it says here is the parents claim that the FCC's regulations on cell phone tower frequency emissions is outdated. The district said it is bound by a lease agreement with T-Mobile that was approved and signed by the school board in 2018. The parents are not alone in their skepticism. They have relied on some academics who contend more research is needed. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that, yeah, exactly. So that's crazy. So when was this article, by the way? Okay, this is August 30th of 22. Okay, so this cell phone tower got put up in 2018. Okay, and of course, the left panel here, you got the old stuff, right? That's band 2, 66, and 71, and that's when they turned 71 on a few years ago, the fake 5G part of it. Then they come over and they put in then they turn on. They switched this from LTE on N41 over to 5G. So as soon as they turned N71 on and N41 on, that's when they went ballistic. But this cell phone tower was transmitting since 2018. So from 2018 till this lawsuit, nobody bitched about nothing and complained about nothing. It's just when the word 5G was claimed. Isn't that what's crazy? These radio waves was already transmitting. And then when you go from LTE to 5G, they think as soon as it goes to 5G, they believe that it's going to splatter more energy out and more radio waves out. But actually, they are false. Because what's the difference? Because we're looking at two antennas here, Zirkle. We're looking at the one on the left. That's the big panel. That's 2x2 MIMO, right? 2x2. The one on the right, the little dinky one, is higher in frequency. It's 2.5 gigahertz, and it's N41. Now, that is a 64 by 64. I think that's a Samsung panel, actually, I think. Is that a Samsung panel? It looks like it.
It looks like it.
I think Michigan's a Samsung mark. So it's 64 transmit, 64 read. So it's got beamforming. So if you get technical, the little antenna on the right is putting less radiation to the students than the one on the left. Explain that there, Zirkle. What's the difference between 2x2 on a lower frequency and 64 by 64 on a higher frequency?
Yeah, I mean, you're 4x4, right? That's usually what they are, is a 4x4 MIMO.
Well, the N71 is 2x2.
A 2x2.
And the band 12 is 2x2. Not likely it's 4x4 on 66 and 2, because usually when they activate all four bands, you can't have the 2x2 on. I mean, the 4x4 on.
I think No,
The only time I've seen 4x4 is on Verizon, where they have like
exactly.
enough
No,
panels up there. Yeah,
no, yeah, you can do a four
that's the
by
sites
four
you
on
see
a
three. You
700.
see
Yeah,
three of the old panels or two
right.
of the old panels. You could do 4x4 on the mid band, but this is a quad band. Well, not quad band. It's actually tri band, but it's got two low band. Well, yeah, it is quad band because 600 is actually a band by itself, right? 600,
Mhm.
700, and then you got your band 2, 1900, and then you got your band 66, which is 2100. There you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah, I mean it's less radiation. If you the more the more multiple beamless that you have, that's the case of MIMO. It's
Mm-hmm.
imagine like you
It
know
concentrates the beams out so that you got
concentrates
to
the
pinpoint
beams.
to the phone instead of
Imagine
splattering all.
imagine 100 beams that are focused at you instead of little dots focused on you.
Exactly. So, okay, so let's get this in perspective. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a really good analogy. Now watch this. Okay. All right. So I want to get 5 people that's 50 feet away. Okay. 50 feet away. Let's say 25 feet. All right. And I'm going to space each person like 2 feet apart. So 5 feet away, 2 feet apart, right in front of me, right? Now I'm going to get a water hose. Okay. And I got a spray nozzle. I'm going to put on the wide angle fog and I'm going to turn it on. Okay. Now I am spraying the water. Is all 4 people getting wet? Yes. All 4 people are getting wet because it's a wide angle fog. It's spraying in all directions, small droplets everywhere. Right. Now, what if I change it to a straight stream? You know how your water hose, you can put on straight stream. Now, what if I point it to the person in the middle and I spray him with water? Is the other 3 getting any water? No, they're not. Well, I mean, because we're talking about water versus radio waves. Yeah, it's going to splash because water splashes because it's a physical thing. Radio waves is not physical. It's like goes through the air. So some radio waves do bounce and all that. But if you got a concentrated beam hitting one phone, the phone next to it is not likely to hear it because it's a concentrated beam. And like radio waves doesn't really splash, kind of like because it's absorbed. So when a radio beam hits something, it gets absorbed by whatever it is. The only time it doesn't is when it's on a higher frequency, like microwave, like 3 gigahertz or 28 gigahertz, 29 gigahertz, all those frequency bands. And if the material is a solid metal object or something where it can go and it can bounce. But if it's a tree or something, the radio waves go into the leaves and it kind of absorbs it. Or if it goes into a building, it bounces around and dissipates. Because as it bounces, it loses its directivity and it gets kind of scattered. So that's the analogy we're talking about here. So that's why you go from LTE to new radio. Okay, 5G is new radio. And it's the technology. So you get more antennas, focused beams, beamforming, and it concentrates the energy out. So you don't have to splatter it everywhere. So it's more efficient, works better, and it actually puts out less radiation. If you want to use that word, I don't even like using that word radiation because when we're talking electromagnetic radiation, EMR, right, versus alpha, beta, gamma radiation, which is the kind that comes from radiation, like nuclear power plants and X-rays from at the hospital and stuff like that. So, explain to us, Cyril, what is the difference between this EMR, electromagnetic waves, versus the other stuff, the gamma and stuff? What's the difference?
I mean, the way I understand it is your EMR is is
Right.
more is your combination of it's like energized RF, energized, using electrons and your magnetic
Right.
field, right? Your
That's the
gamma,
key right there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
It's
your
non-ionizing.
it's non-ionizing, right? That's pretty much your
Right.
difference.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what we got here in the
You won't turn
chat.
into the
Oh, we
Hulk.
got-
Let's put it that way.
yeah, you won't turn it into Hulk or Spider-Man from that little Black Widow spider that got radiated and then it bites you and makes you Spider-Man. Exactly. Tech Free Needs. Hello there. How you doing, buddy? Tito, hello there. How you doing? Jason's here. How you doing? They made it into a stealth site. Nobody would notice it was yeah, that's true. And that's why sometimes they do that. That's why sometimes they do the stealth sites to hide it. All right, so okay, wait. This is that's the same article, ain't it? Yeah, that's the same article. I thought it was a different one. Okay, here's one in New Hampshire. Let's see what they have to say here. Bow residents sues town over cell phone tower. Okay, say allow a massive cell tower on public land over opposition of residents. If the tower is constructed, it will be located 300 feet from the property of these two people. And let's see, what is their complaints here? Oh, they're saying it is too high, 300 feet. See, that's what I think is so crazy. These people are complaining of a 300-foot tower, yet they don't want to be radiated by frequencies. Well, what better way to make sure you're not radiated is put that tower as high as you can above the people that's living and working on the ground. Correct? Because what does that do? What does it do when you get the antennas further from humans?
Oh, I mean, it's less radiation. That's the thing. Like,
Right. Less exposure.
less exposure. So, I mean, the thing that people have to understand is there is at least three, governing principles or
Mhm.
bodies that make sure that all this RF is safe for
Right.
for
There's
people.
FCC regulations.
So
Yeah, we're going to
so
talk about that here in a few minutes too.
yeah. I mean, the three that I like is one, the IEEE. The second one is
Mhm.
your
Yep.
standard, what we call it, EME. So EME safety
Right.
standards, and the third
Yep.
one is basically your FCC regulations on top of that as well.
Right. And they're the ones that test the devices and certify the
Exactly.
devices that they're within the SAR, which stands for specific absorption rate,
Yep.
which cannot go any higher than 1.6 microwatts per kilogram. I think is that what it is? Microwatts or watts per kilogram? Yeah, watts. 1.6 watts.
In, watts.
No, it's actually microwatts. I think microwatts.
So yeah, it's MW in microwatts.
Yeah, microwatts per kilogram. So that's the exposure of that stuff to your skin. So, and here's another example too. A microwave in your house. Everybody has a microwave. Guess what frequency a microwave oven operates on? 2.4 gigahertz. It's right next to the Wi-Fi band and Bluetooth band. So it's right there. That's why when you use a microwave and you're close to it with the older Bluetooth headsets, they interfered. But see, the new ones are a lot better now because they got the Bluetooth low energy, and they're just made so it reduces the interference and everything. So they're a lot better. But back in the day, when you turn on a microwave, you make popcorn, and then you're on a phone call. It's like, oh, I can't hear you. And you turn the microwave off, now you can hear them. So those frequencies are leaking out, but as long as you're not within 2 feet of that microwave when it's running, you're below the 1.6. Now, if you're standing there and you got your face up against the microwave and you're looking in that little window and watching your popcorn pop, you're actually radiating yourself a small amount.
You got some pretty good microwave guides in there, though. You know, the little film on the side of it, that's your guide. That's your microwave guide. So.
It's basically like a Faraday cage in there. So there's that screen mesh in there, and that's what it does. It blocks out that 2.4 gigahertz frequency from leaking out of the microwave, but yet you can still see in. Yep. Exactly. So, and that thing's putting out 1,000 watts or 1,200 watts. So think about this: 1,000 watts on 2.4 gigahertz. Now your Wi-Fi hotspot in your house, it puts out 1/4 watt. Okay, so on 2.4 gigahertz, it's putting out 1/4 watt. You can get within 2 feet of it and still be above 1.6. So that's why if you read when you buy something, you get the little manual, and then all the way in the back, it has the FCC certification and the UL, which is Underwriters Laboratory, that determines that it's safe, that it's not going to cause a fire and burn your house down. And then there's a FCC part that also says it's certified, and it'll actually have recommendations. It'll say this device can only be used if you're more than 18 inches from it. So if you look in those directions, so next time you get something new and you pull out that manual, go all the way to the back and read the RF exposure recommendations, and it'll tell you how close you can get to it safely. So if you have a Wi-Fi modem on your desk right next to your screen, and let's say like it's right next to where your hand is, where your mouse is, it's like 6 inches. So your hand is 6 inches from your Wi-Fi modem. Basically, you're radiating yourself. So you got to keep it, whatever it says in the manual. It says like 18 inches or 12 inches away. And then you're within the 1.6 ruling. But these people want this tower not to be made. Let's see. So what is their exact complaint? Let's see. Well, the board failed and the tower got built. So, but what was their main reason here? I'm reading through this. Oh, they're complaining about the visual impact. It's ugly. It's going to make my property value go down. That's the biggest thing. These people really wasn't complaining that it was going to cause them harm. Okay. So let's see. Uh-oh. There you are. Lost you again.
Yeah, I was trying to like paste in a link. Basically, so on every cell tower, there are what we call RF. It's called RF signage, right? You have blue.
Oh
you
yeah,
have
yeah,
yellow,
yeah.
you
The
have
signage.
red. Yep.
Yes.
So I basically I put a link there in the chat so we can pull that up in the private chat there, and then you can pull that up.
Yep.
Actually, it actually details the amount of space.
Oh, that's good. Good. I like that.
Yep. If you scroll down, it's actually going to detail the amount of space that you can have. Keep on going.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. From the actual tower itself, right there, and that signage is required by FCC law. So if
That's
you're
correct.
if you're near a tower that doesn't have those signs, report it. There's nothing wrong with reporting that to the FCC,
Right.
because the carriers are supposed to put those up. The technicians are supposed to put that up on their on the tower. On the fence and in the tower, on the tower, etc. It's supposed to be on the fence.
Oh yeah.
And actually on the tower itself. Okay.
Right.
There you go.
And what's funny about this is a small cell for like N261 on a light pole. Usually these signs are not put there, which is kind of crazy. How do they get away with doing that? Where you got a 25-foot light pole with N261 at the top, but they don't have these on the pole.
That's the reason why they get away with that, is because that is beyond below the blue. So it's below the zone of radiation of EME. It's actually below those levels.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yep.
So mainly these signs are for workers that actually go up and work on the antennas.
It's
more than it is for the public.
Yeah. Well, it's for both, so that nobody's kind of crazy enough to climb that tower and maybe get fire burn.
But if the antennas are high enough and far enough away from people, and there's no chance that a person's going to get within a close enough antenna to get into the hazardous category, then they're not required to do it. So if it's on a 300-foot tower, they don't have to have this posted on every street corner saying warning, 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 because where they're at, they're not getting any radiation from the tower. I hate saying the word radiation. I should say signal from the tower. Harmful signal. Yeah, that's a better word. But yeah, this is pretty cool. All right, let's see. Okay, so that's the Wine.School. Okay, here's the other one. Minnesota woman sues T-Mobile and AT&T, alleging they are behind her health issues. Okay, you know what's funny? Look at this picture of the tower. I don't know if that's the actual picture of the tower or that's just a random picture. But if that's the tower she's complaining about, what do you see there? There's no 5G on that tower. I mean, there's possibly. Let's see. Is that even the AT&T tower? I'm trying to tell. I'll look and see. I can't tell if that's AT&T or.
It looks like
That's
just a
probably.
picture they put up.
Yeah, that's like a random picture because that looks like actually a Verizon tower. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's Verizon. So that's a random picture. Has to be. Okay, so she moved in her current residence located in a rural area north of Duluth, 2008. Soon after, a guide tower. So this is definitely not the picture. That's not a guide tower. A guide tower was erected nearly 13 feet, 100 feet from her house. The cell tower was later bought by SpectraSite, which later merged with American Tower. American Tower leases to T-Mobile and AT&T for space. Haller has been having debilitating health issues since the tower was upgraded to 5G. See, here's what I'm talking about. Upgraded. So when you go from LTE to fake 5G, which is what they did in the beginning, because there was no N77 back then for AT&T, and there was no N41 really in 2019. So more likely they changed it to N71, which was like only 5 megahertz channel of a fake 5G on 600 megahertz. So that's what I think is crazy.
Right.
So you say the word 5G. Oh, now she's sick. She thinks, this is what I think is crazy. She thinks that the radio frequency radiation exposure is why she has suffered from 51 strokes, and also blamed it for a host of other serious issues, including vision and hearing loss and cognitive impairment, which all are signs and symptoms of stroke. So she's blaming her side effects on the cell phone tower and not the 51 strokes. Of course, she's blaming the 51 strokes on the cell phone tower. How in the world is electromagnetic radiation going to cause you to have a stroke?
You know, when
Well,
6G comes out, her skin's going to melt off.
which is funny to say that, but actually 6G is going to be even safer than 5G because it's going to be higher in frequency, lower in power, and it's going to be in a mesh network. So it's going to be very low. But what I think is crazy about this, she's blaming her strokes. Well, what about her whole life? What has she been eating? Does she have atherosclerosis? Does she have high blood pressure? All that kind of stuff. So maybe it's all of this junk American food and maybe she has bacon every morning and all that lard went to her arteries and it's plugging them up and that's why she's having strokes. But then she's wanting to get rich off this because she's blaming it on the cell phones. Crazy. It's rare to find one contractor who provides upgrades for both AT&T and T-Mobile simultaneously. Moreover, AT&T didn't roll out 5G in the region until 6 months later. So here you go. She's sick, right? Because of 5G. But AT&T didn't even roll it out until 6 months later. And what they rolled out was probably Band 5. Because 6 months later, back at this date of 2008, there was no N77. N77 didn't even... This is 2008. So it was fake 5G. So then let's see. Oh, she's being supported by Children's Health Defenses, electromagnetic radiation and wireless program. Look at this. So they got a whole group out here that's fighting all this stuff. The FCC standard for general population exposure at cellular frequencies rarely exceeds a few dozen feet from the cellular base antenna. And okay, so if the antenna is like 100 feet up and you're standing on the ground underneath the tower and you're looking straight up at it, okay? So the signal only goes a few dozen feet from the top of the tower down to the ground. So how in the hell is this going to... And this is what it says here. They have never encountered a situation where the cellular RF exposure limit is reached even as much as 500 feet from the antenna. These guidelines were set for a safety factor of 10 times. It might be noted that typical electromagnetic radiation from the sun and the human body is many times more maximum permissible exposure under the FCC guidelines. So the radiation from the sun is actually more harmful than radio waves. And yet people are suing people because of this. It's crazy. Howell remains convinced of the adverse effects of radiation, reporting that when they moved away from the area, her health improved. I think it's a little psychological thing going on here. But the symptoms came back when she returned mysteriously. What the hell? What do you think, Muds? Zero Cool? What do you think?
It's all fluff, you know.
It's all phony baloney.
The best thing you can do is, if you really think that's happening to you, is go buy an RF monitor.
Yeah.
You can buy it.
They actually make a device. It's an EMR that detects signals, and it tells you how strong they are. But of course, some people has bought those machines or devices and went out, and they're standing, 300 or 400 feet from a cell phone tower, and they're going to look. Wow, look at this! It's off the charts. Oh my God! Okay, so if you look at the signal meter on your cell phone, what does it say? Full bars, right, on your cell phone. And if you look at the signal in your RSRP in your phone, it says -80. Okay, so since it says -80 and it's a full bars, and then this handheld device that they're using to measure it, it says the same thing. But they're looking at it and say, oh, look at this. This is really radiating. But see, that meter doesn't pick up the watts per microwatts per kilogram. It doesn't measure that. The FCC has special tools to measure that. Just doing a signal is not going to help. Now, what if you take your cell phone and you put it 5 feet from the antenna? What is the signal going to be? Zero Cool.
Well, 5
in
feet?
dBs. Yeah, 5 feet from the panel. You put your phone there. What's the signal going to be?
I don't know, like really freaking, like at least probably 30 or 20.
I was thinking -20.
Yeah,
-20.
Yeah. So what's RSRP? What is that, Ricky?
Yeah, that's signal to noise.
That's SINAR. So what's RSRP?
A signal.
It's the average power from.
Mm-hmm.
RSRP is the average power. Okay, that includes your noise from a single reference source, meaning your antenna. Right. So difference between RSRQ and RSRP is RSRQ will include everything. Your noise, your power includes your interference, includes everything.
Right.
I'll be back.
All right. And then, so the howlers, the people that's getting radiated here, have constructed a Faraday cage in the room in the garage to protect her from their RF radiation. She wants American Tower, AT&T, and T-Mobile to modify their RF signals by reorienting the antennas or buying newer antennas to beamform. Isn't this crazy? Even though the 2x2 is not causing harm, it is true that the 64x64 will be better. But do you think T-Mobile is going to shut off their N71? Yeah, they're not going to shut off their N71. Nope. So, and a Faraday cage in there is crazy. And you know what I think is funny is she probably has a Wi-Fi. She probably has a Wi-Fi modem, probably in her room where her computer is. It's probably sitting on the desk right next to her, and she's probably getting more radiation from that Wi-Fi hotspot than she is anything else. Like right now, here, let me just go this. Let me pull up. I have an app here that shows you exactly what the signal is on your devices for like Wi-Fi. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so right now my Wi-Fi is over here. It's on 6 gigahertz. That's what my phone's connected to. It's on Wi-Fi 6E. It's 6 gigahertz. Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
Okay, so it's actually 5 feet from me right now. It's sitting over here on the floor. It's 5 feet over here on the floor. Okay, guess what the signal is on 6 gigahertz? Let's see.
The Wi-Fi
The
program
signal?
I like to use is Wi-Fi Analyzer. That's a good program to get.
Uh-huh. Okay, so where's it at here? Let's see. Oh, here it is right here. All right. I got a 160 megahertz channel. I'm on channel 199 on Wi-Fi 6E. My signal is minus 62 dB. That's the signal coming from my device right there. Now, if I go up here a little bit further, I got... Okay, so here is 5.8 gigahertz. It's actually transmitting on... It's on channel 58. So it's 5.290 gigahertz. And it's an 80 megahertz channel. The signal off of that is minus 39 dB. See, that's pretty strong. So now if I go on down here, now if I go to 2.4 gigahertz, which I'm at 2.462 on channel 11, 20 megahertz band. The signal on that is minus 29 dB. So that's pretty strong. So the 2.4 is actually pretty strong. So as long as I stay 2 feet away from that, I'll be all right. If I take my phone and I go over here like this, and you'll see that. Well, let me just do this. Let me put it right next to it, and I'll tell you what the signal is. Minus 20. 18. Minus 14. Okay. Minus 14 on 2.4 gigahertz. Minus 18 on 5.8 gigahertz. There you go. See how the signal went further down? So there you go. So when I put the phone like a foot from the router, it dropped down to minus 14 and minus 18. That is very strong signal. That's what's above the 1.6 microwatts per kilogram. So basically, as long as your signal is not below like minus 30, well, minus 25, minus 30, you're in a safe range. Okay. Get my program back here. Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. Uh-oh. Warning, warning. Everybody's getting radiated. Warning, warning. Flush all your Wi-Fi devices down the toilet and your phones.
All right.
All right. So here we go. So AT&T T-Mobile expected to file a motion to dismiss the lawsuit based on safety of RF transmissions. The court sides with her, though. The carriers have to reduce or eliminate transmissions. This move could affect her neighbor. In 2022, the Pittsfield Board of Health asked Verizon to shut down a 5G tower after citizens complained and making them sick. The city backed down after Verizon sued it, saying that the complaints were bogus. Many unverified assertions have linked 5G antennas to various things in the past, including the virus, even though the World Health Organization assures that 5G poses no risk. All right, so that's crazy. So, anyways. All right, so we got that. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, God, with the ads. These wanker ads. I'm not going to be able to read this article because of the ads. Nope, see? It says allow the ads or we're going to block you. It says here, we're all going to be exposed. Mother fights against the rollout of 5G as she claims it will make people sick despite reassurances from the experts. See these people? They're just going crazy. Oh, that's New Zealand. Where that is. Look at that. 5G. And New Zealand started off with fake 5G. They don't even have any real 5G. I don't know if they do today, but back then. Oh, look, she's got a petition with 800 people. 5G will massively increase the microwave and millimeter wave radiation in the environment. So what they don't understand is, what is this? When the frequencies go higher, what happens to the power, Caleb?
Well, the frequencies. So usually, what happens is the power will go higher. So basically, if you have a low frequency,
Higher.
it doesn't require that much
No.
power. It does not require that much power to
Oh,
like a
okay. Yeah, yeah.
700, yeah, like a 700
So it's
megahertz
lower
signal.
power as you go high. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't require that much power to have a low frequency, right? Because is for your low frequency, right? If you're look at the wavelength on it, it doesn't require that much power, like usually around 80 watts to get that, going versus a higher frequency, which can require a lot more power to get the throughput
Yeah,
and
to get the same
signal to
equivalent
your phone.
range.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But what did they do with millimeter wave when they launched it? They only put it out at 1 watt because they're small cells and they only cover like 1,000 feet and they don't have massive MIMO yet.
No, it's
Whereas the lower frequencies, they got 2x2. You gotta splatter more, so you have to have more power. So they do 30 watts. So basically, the raw power, and we're not talking about ERP. We're talking about just the raw power for like band 2, 77, all those are 66, the L band stuff, and those are 30. Now, the reason 66 is actually allowed to do 60 watts is just because there's more frequencies available. So if you do a 20 megahertz channel, you can actually do 60 watts.
I usually just go by ERP and just roll it.
Yeah, ERP. Yeah,
It's just easier to do.
yeah, yeah. You're correct. It's easier to do that. Okay, so let's talk about this now. Check this out. This is a fact thing here about this. Okay, so here's the first question. What is wireless radiation? Will 5G expose me to more wireless radiation? And the first thing before we even talk about this, the see that icon up there, 5G. Okay, the first thing we got to know is which 5G it is. Which one is it? Is it a 5G icon that's on an LTE hardware, or is it a 5G icon on real 5G, like massive MIMO and stuff like that? So that's what I think is crazy. Everybody's throwing this word 5G around, but there's two types. You got to clarify which it is. So,
if
when you take LTE hardware,
signal to 3G, nobody would complain.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Wireless radiation sounds scary. See, that's what it is. It just sounds scary. When you say the 5G, they think, they're just going crazy. But it's really just the word scientists use to describe the type of energy that moves in waves, including broadcast radio and TV signals. Yeah, what about a FM radio station? Okay, so you got a 1,000-foot tower that puts out 50,000 watts on 92.5, and your house is right next to it. Are these people complaining because there's 50,000 watts on 92.5 megahertz next to their house? Are they complaining about that? No. Why is that? Tell us why nobody's complaining about that.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing I don't get. I mean, for me, you're not going to be you're shielded, in your car with grounded metal, and but I guess that's the difference. Or you're shielded in your.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like you're shielded in your house. Like it's just. But if you're outside with a phone and it's like, it's horror. Then it's all hell's breaking loose.
Yeah. So that's what's crazy. All right. So you have a FM radio tower or TV tower even. But the FM, you got AM radio stations out there too that puts out like, 50,000 watts, 100,000 watts. And it's on AM.
Yeah.
So it's on
clear channel,
shortwave.
Or your clear channel class A radio.
So it's like below 1 megahertz. So, or like this is a station. So it's a 1200 AM radio station. Okay. So the frequency is 1.2 megahertz. So you got to think.
That's a good example.
Look, N71 is on 600 megahertz. Okay. So the AM radio station is on 1 megahertz. So it's very, very low in frequency. It's shortwave basically. And that sucker's putting out, 100,000 watts. An FM radio on 92.5 could put out 50,000 watts. Now you're telling me that a cell phone tower with a little antenna that's directional that puts out 30 watts is going to harm somebody? 30 watts on 600 megahertz? It's all crazy. And it says here the FCC regulates this. There's expert scientific organizations that have reviewed the science, including dozens of studies focusing specifically on millimeter waves, establish safe exposure levels. So everything's tested. I heard there's no research on the health effects. That's not true. While millimeter wave frequencies are new to the wireless frequencies, they are extremely well understood by the, what is it you said earlier? The IEEE, the International Scientific Community.
Yep.
Which the FCC describes as internationally recognized for its expertise in this area. Yep. So expertise, smarter than the humans that's living next to the towers that doesn't know what they're talking about, has assembled a list of dozens and dozens of studies on millimeter wave frequencies. The list of millimeter wave studies and the review site by the IEEE is here. Well, I guess you can't click on it there. In December 2019, FCC, which regulates radio frequency emissions in the United States, adopted recommendations on expert organizations that have reviewed the science, including and reaffirmed safety standards, ensure the health and safety of workers and consumers of wireless technology, and that no scientific evidence establishes a causal link between wireless devices and cancer or other illnesses. Should federal regulations be updated for 5G? While 5G networks are new, the FCC regulates RF emissions, including millimeter wave, from 5G devices and equipment, has adopted recommendations of expert scientific organizations that have reviewed the science, including dozens of studies focused on millimeter wave, and established safe exposure levels. There we go. So, is 5G safe? The scientific consensus is that there's no known health risk from all forms of RF energy at the low power, the low levels, the low power approved for everyday consumer use. Just like this headset. Okay, well, look at this. See this headset? This is a Bluetooth headset. Okay. Where's the transmitter? This uses 2.4 gigahertz, like microwaves, like microwave ovens, right? So where's the antenna on this? You're looking at it. It's in that little pod there. And guess where that thing is at? When you put this on your head, where does it go? That little antenna and transmitter is right there. It's right next to your skull, right next to your brain. So people are wearing Bluetooth devices every day, okay? And then they're bitching about cell phone towers radiating them to death. And yet they got this Bluetooth device on their head. It's right next to their ear. And they're saying, and they don't say nothing about that.
And, they didn't say anything about analog TV stations either,
Exactly. And them things splatter a lot of power.
Yeah.
But this Bluetooth headset, what is the power level on this Bluetooth headset?
It's very, very low.
Yeah, it's like
it's a point.
It's barely even
a 0.1, or at least barely even that.
Yeah, it's like 0.1 watt. It's like it's very, very, very low power. So if you wear this on your head and you talk for hours and hours and hours, it's not going to harm you because it's very, very low power. So people are not complaining about this, but yet they'll complain about a cell tower that's like 500 feet away. So it's all about the SAR. The SAR, specific absorption rate, that is the factor that affects any type of frequency, any type of mode of whether it's going to do harm to your skin cells, So that's what's crazy. The FCC has standards. Before this is sold, it has to be tested. It has to pass. This has to test. Okay, so what is the SAR? So if I hold this phone up to my ear and talk, I'm actually going to put more radiation into my brain than this Bluetooth headset. So if anybody is afraid of EMR, electromagnetic radiation, you should use a headset, because then you can set this down on a table and you can make your phone call. Now, if you got this in your pocket and you got Bluetooth, you're still radiating yourself. You're just radiating your leg and stuff. But this thing, I think it's 1.44, I think, is the SAR on this.
It's a quarter of a watt.
So, yeah, so that's the maximum power is a quarter watt. And see,
Yeah.
if the more signal your phone gets, the less power. It goes to low power. So it automatically does that. So if you got 1 bar, it'll go to maximum power at a quarter of a watt to make sure it transmits that power. But if you got a full signal, it reduces the power even lower, like 1/10 of a watt, because the tower can hear the phone just fine. So that's what makes it even safer too. So the closer you are to the signal, the lower the power goes. The farther away from the signal, the higher the power goes. Okay, let's see. Why are people spreading misinformation about 5G? A New York Times investigation reveals the Russian government is doing its best to stoke the fears of American viewers by spreading false information about 5G. I think it's more than just Russia. I mean, they're just throwing Russia out there.
What kind of bull? No,
It ain't Russia. It's all these people here in USA. It's just these.
It's not Russia.
Certain category of people here. Yeah. That's definitely a lie. Yeah. So it says, are children at risk? No, children are not at risk. What is your reaction to the August 2021 decision by the U.S. Circuit of Court Appeals regarding FCC's 2019 RF order? Oh. Yeah, it's the same thing. They've done studies. Everything is good. Yeah. And let's see, what does this say? The FCC clearly valued years of expert scientific evidence. Are cell phones, cell towers, small cells, antennas safe? Radio frequency energy from wireless device and network, including radio frequency by 5G, have not been shown to cause health problems, according to the IEEE. That's right. Let's see. A lot of this is repeating the same stuff. I don't like beating a dead horse here, but let's see. Radio frequencies. That's called RF. That's what. So you hear the word RF. It stands for radio frequencies, and they work by electromagnetic radiation. EMR. This is all basically the same stuff here. I ain't even clicking on that one. Have wireless devices and networks been shown to cause cancer in humans? No. There you go. Did a recent National Toxicology Program study establish link between RF and can? No. I saw a research paper claim wireless devices and networks can cause health effects. No. Can RF energy from cell phone interfere with pacemakers? No.
The only thing
is RF energy a carcinogen?
It's called RF burn. That's it. You can get RF burn from it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's totally basically different. Like taking a hot dog, you stick it in your microwave, and you turn it on for a minute. 2.4 gigahertz at 1,000 watts within 6 or 7 inches of the hot dog. What's it do to the hot dog? It cooks it.
It cooks it.
So if you're standing outside and you look up to a cell phone tower, you do not feel the heat from this tower. You don't start cooking like a hot dog. Guess what? There's not enough energy.
Mm-hmm. There you go. You hit the nail on the head.
Now, if I was able to open the door of the microwave, if you disable that switch, I take the hot dog and I take it 5 feet from the microwave with the door open, and I turn the microwave on and hold it there. Will that hot dog cook? Yes or no? No. That hot dog has to be within 6 or 7 inches of the antenna at 1,000 watts.
That's right.
As soon as you go 5 feet away, you can hold that hot dog all day long. It's not even going to break a sweat. It won't cook, even with the door open.
It's like roasting marshmallows,
Yeah. Now, if the door's open and you're standing within 10, 15 inches, the hot dog's going to get warm. But I don't think it's going to explode or anything like that. So it's all about distance. It's density and distance, right? Zero cool?
It's
It's how dense the radio waves is and how the distance is.
It's distance and effective radiated power. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah. And power would be like density. Yeah. What is the standard for testing and ensuring safety? Well, we know that. It's the FCC and the IEEE. So here you go. Here's what I've been talking about right here. Look at this. The allowable SAR, which stands for specific absorption rate, is 1.6 watts. Oh, it's watts per kilogram, not microwatts. Okay, so I was right. 1.6 watts per kilogram, as averaged over 1 cubic gram of tissue, skin tissue. The standard adopted by the FCC in 1996 includes a margin of safety that is 50 times below the level of the observed effects from thermal heat exposure. Okay, thermal heat exposure. So if it's thermal, that's temperature. It's heat. It's like when you cook a hot dog. It heats the hot dog up. It doesn't cause the hot dog to get cancer. It's different. It doesn't give it radiation poisoning. Like if you had like 1,000 x-rays done all the same time. All right. So wireless devices then tends to operate well under the FCC thresholds, and all the wireless devices sold in the U.S. go through a formal FCC approval process to ensure that they comply with the maximum allowed SAR level standard when operating at the device's highest possible level and distance to your body. Even these walkie-talkies here. See here? Even walkie-talkies. These walkie-talkies have to be certified too, because this thing transmits on VHF and UHF, like 150 megahertz and 450 megahertz. So this is for GMRS and amateur radio, business band, police, fire, and all that kind of stuff can use this stuff, right? So look at this antenna. Look at this big ass antenna here. See how big that antenna is? I can hold this thing right here and I can talk for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And guess what? It's not going to hurt my body because it's below. This walkie-talkie puts out 4 watts. 4 watts on this frequency. So holding it like this. Now, if I go to my mobile radio out my truck, that's 50 watts, and it has a antenna out there. It's got a 5/8 wave antenna. Now, if I go out there and I grab that antenna with my hand and I key up the transmitter, guess what's going to happen? It's going to burn my hand.
You'll feel it.
You'll definitely feel it because it's putting out that thermal energy. So it's ERP. So 50 watts coming out of the radio goes to that 5/8 gain antenna. Now it's putting out 150 watts ERP, affected radiated power.
Yeah. Can you pull up I put the FCC EME
okay.
standard in the chat there? If you want to pull that up, you can actually show the viewers exactly what that is and how they determine that.
Okay.
So that's there for you.
There we go. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Evaluating compliance with FCC guidelines for human exposure to radio frequency. There we go. That's why I like having an RF engineer on my show. He has access to all this cool stuff. So there you go. Check this out. There we go. Check all that out. Introduction. Let's see. Average temporal power. Well, look at that. Averaging time. Continuous exposure.
Right. That's a big one.
Yep. There's what we were just talking about. Affected radiated power. There we go. Let's see. ERP. Effective isotropically radiated power. Electric field strength. Energy density. So that's basically connected to power. So the more power, the more dense it is, the electromagnetic field that comes off of that antenna.
Yeah, the more magnetic
exposure.
Field, yeah.
Exposure means the magnetic field exposing to a body. So subjected whenever a person is subjected to the waves. All right, let's see. Far field. So these are all definitions. That's what we're going through here now. Gain of antenna. So what happens with an antenna is when the power hits the antenna, it magnifies it. So the bigger the antenna, the more signal is able to go out into the air, the bigger the electromagnetic waves. So that's why if you have a higher gain antenna, you get more signal. So that's the difference between having a 2x2 antenna on band 71 on 600 megahertz, and then you go up to N77 and you put on an antenna that's on 3.7 gigahertz, and it's got 64 by 64 antennas. So it's got a lot more gain. It puts out more signal out there, even though it's beamforming the signal, but it's still more signal.
Yeah, the greater your RF far field, you have your near field and far field.
Mm-hmm.
The greater your RF far field will be, and your beam width will be.
Yeah, this is good. I like this.
Yep.
Occupational controlled exposure. So that's another thing to determine is how long those waves are being emitted to your skin. So let's say like if your bed, okay, so you got your Wi-Fi hotspot right next to your bed, on the table right next to your bed, and you're sleeping, and you're literally like 1 feet from the antennas of your Wi-Fi hotspot. So when you sleep for 8 hours, your head is getting radiated because you're getting exposed 8 hours a day by those waves, and that's what determines it. So when a lot of the times they do these tests, it's they take it apart. It's like, okay, well, how much exposure to this frequency are you going to be? If you just walk past the Wi-Fi router within the danger zone a couple times a day, that's not enough to harm you. Now, what if it's sitting right next to you continuously for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Then you got more exposure. So you got different things. You got the dose, which is how much, and then you got the exposure, how long it's being exposed to the body. Like this Bluetooth headset. If I wear this thing 12 hours a day, I'm being exposed 12 hours a day with this 2.4 gigahertz. So what if I wore this thing 24 hours a day? Then I'm going to be exposed twice as much. Now, is this going to harm me? No, because it's well below the limits, even though if you wear it for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can wear this headset for 360 days, 365 days, the whole year, and it's not going to harm me because it's that well below the safety standards. So now if the safety standards was right on the edge, where it would take just a teeny bit extra exposure, then it would harm you, then it wouldn't pass, because the FCC knows, well, we have to have a safety zone. We have to have a safety zone. So instead of being 50 times exposed, they go down to 10. So they set it up to where it's 10%, not 50 times. Let's see what else we got here.
That's your EME standard. That's pretty much what that is a buffer
zone.
So.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, look, scattered radiation.
Yeah. I'm going to try and find something really cool of how we actually calculate your EME standards from a tower. So just give me a minute.
Yeah.
So you actually get a bird's eye view of actually saying, okay, this is what it is. So hold on.
And then we got here specific absorption rate. That's SAR. So whenever you hear the word SAR, that's what it means. That's watts per kilogram. That's the number right there. Everything tested by the FCC can't go past that. Okay, let's see. We got some more goodies here. Yeah, this is a good thing. This goes in detail of everything. It even explains how they got the results too. Oh, look here. They even got the mobile. They got here's the standards for the antennas on the towers, on vehicles. Oh, look here. It says, see, the FCC requires that a tower-mounted installation be evaluated if antennas are mounted lower than 10 meters above the ground, 30 feet. So that's the magic rule. So as long as the antennas are 30 feet off the ground or higher, then they don't have to have this test because it's not going to be within. But if it's less than 30 meters, the total power of all channels being used is over 1,000 watts affected radiated power, or 2,000 watts ERP for like broadband PCS. That's like 1.9 gigahertz. So it's 2,000 watts per ERP for microwave frequencies. These height and power combinations were chosen as thresholds, recognizing a theoretically worst case site could use that many channels on several thousand watts of power. At such power levels, at a height of 30 feet above the ground, is not unreasonably distant for an evaluation, generally would be advisable. For antennas mounted higher than that, the densities are typically hundreds to thousands times below the MPE, which is maximum permissible exposure. That's what that stands for.
That's right. Yeah.
So looking here, a small cell is 30 feet. So if a small cell is at 30 feet and it's using N261 and it's only putting out 30 or 40 watts ERP, that's not even under the FCC's radar. It's not dangerous. Now, if you got a site that's 150 feet high and it has 4 racks of shit on it, you got AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and Dish. You got 4 companies up there, and they're all transmitting simultaneously thousands of watts of ERP. Yeah, that's when you have to have the study. They have to make sure it's good. But even that, if you have 4 carriers on one site, the radiation levels are low enough where it's not even going to hurt you if you're standing down on the ground and you're looking up at the tower. Your SAR is probably, instead of being 1.6 is the maximum, you're probably at like 0.2 SAR standing there. So how in the world can 0.2 SAR make you sick in your house when you're 1,000 feet away? That's what blows us out of the water. Crazy. So there you go. This is pretty good. We're really educating the public on this stuff. Of course, I'm not the only one that's did a live stream on this topic. There's a lot of YouTubers that's done this topic here. I actually did this topic like over 4 years ago. Of course, that video got deleted when I got hacked, so that video is gone. So that's why I figured I'd just do this video again, or live stream again, and just teach everybody. And then here, operations in amateur radio. So even in amateur radio, because I'm an amateur radio license, and Caleb is actually amateur radio as well. Now we can operate radio stations on shortwave, and we can run 1,500 watts on 14 megahertz. Okay, we can do that. We can put an antenna up on a roof and run 1,400 watts, or 1,500 watts on 14 megahertz on any of those shortwave bands. And guess what? As long as you're not within 6 feet of the antenna, you're not causing any harmful radiation.
Right.
So think about that.
I actually got the perfect article for you that actually has the EME study done in Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
Itself. So look at the private chat.
Very nice.
If you look at the private chat, it actually details that. It's really cool. So
okay.
That's how we do that. And once the EME study is done by a radio, what they call them, regulation engineers, or EME engineer, then those get submitted to the FCC, and then once that gets approved, then the tower is actually built.
Right.
Yeah, if you look in the private chat and pull up that document, you can actually
it's loading now.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it's loading. I hit paste. Oh, there we go. Didn't paste for some reason. What the hell's going on here? Huh. It doesn't want to work. Let's try this one. Paste. Go. Oh, it's a PDF. Oh, okay, it's not a website. It's not. Oh, I thought it was a website. No, this is a browser. Okay.
So if you scroll down, and actually.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep. So it gives you the circumference, and there's this is for Verizon. It's a Verizon wireless tower actually. It's actually going to give you, keep on going. It's going to give you your watts.
The antenna information. Yes. Look at there. See the frequency? What's 850? N5. What's 1900? Band 2. What's 700? Band 13. What's 2100? Band 66.
Gives your azimuth, which is your location of your antenna. Relative to like a 360 degrees. And if you keep on going down,
there's MPE again. Look at that. Maximum permissible exposure. Yeah, this is cool. So this is like a site survey that you do before you put up a tower.
Exactly. Yep. And there we go. There's your limits right there.
There you go. Occupational limits. Controlled exposure. There you go. Magnetic field strength. There you go. On the different frequencies. Power density.
Yep. Your
It's
density.
milliwatts per centimeter.
Yep.
Yeah. That is pretty cool.
Submitting those were not fun. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah. And see, you got different thresholds for different frequencies. See, the PCS band, which was 1.9 gigahertz, that's band 2 or 25, like T-Mobile. Look at there, there's 5 milliwatts per centimeter. That's when you're working on the tower. Now, if you're on the ground for the public, it's 1 milliwatts per centimeter. That's very low.
Mm-hmm.
And that will never happen. You will never exceed these.
Right.
I mean, the only time it's possible to exceed this occupational wise is if the antenna is turned on and the worker actually gets in front of the antenna within a foot. Yeah. Then his little alarm is going to go off on his thing he's wearing, his EMR monitor. It's like a radiation monitor.
It's
the lab techs wear. Yeah. It measures your exposure of X-rays when you work in the radiology department. So if you go over your maximum exposure, then an alarm will go off and it says, "Oh, you've reached amount. So now you can't be exposed to this for this many days, and then you'll be back to normal." So they actually wear these EMR monitors on them when they're working on the site. So if they accidentally get too close to the beam that's active, it'll go off and it'll say, "Warning, if you stay here too long, you're going to get radiated." So then they back off, and then the alarm goes back off.
Yeah, it actually has the Verizon tower and the exposure levels a little bit down there.
Oh, okay. Let me go further down.
Green, yeah.
Worst case model predicting. Yep. Okay. I'm sure our people likes to see pictures.
They do.
Because if you're looking at this on the live stream on your screen of your phone, you're probably not going to be able to read this very well. Although I am broadcasting in 1080p, so it's going to be good. One of these days, I want to get OBS going, and then I can use the 4K on the camera here, and then my live streams will be even better. Oh, there! Look at there. Okay. So there's the buildings. That's an airport. That's an airport, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe not.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
There's your equipment shelter. Oh, here's a nearby equipment shelter. Who knows what that was? Yeah, it shows the direction of the antennas and everything. So nice thing, or see, if you look at this real closely here, you got a signal going this way, a signal going this way, and one going this way. Now, what happens if you're over here? So if you're over here and you're like 2 miles away, what's going to happen? What's this called? Over here. If you go 1 mile out, 2 miles out, what's over here? It's called the null sector.
The null.
That's between because these antennas broadcast out this way, and this way. It's like a cone, like a wide angle cone, so it goes out this way. But if you're here, but see, that's why when you're planning these cell phone towers, you got the beam direction you're going through. Okay, so by looking at this picture, where is the next closest 3 towers going to be put up? 1, 2, 3. That means this way, about 2 miles, will be another tower. This way, about another 2 or 3 miles, will be a tower. This way, there will be another tower. And that's the reason why. That's how they.
Right. Yep.
That's why they put towers spacing like this, because they put a tower in between these 2 antennas, these directions. So they put one over here, so that way, and that's how you get continuous coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's a great little thing here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I actually also put another link for an RF monitor that I think is a good recommendation. So if you guys are interested in purchasing an RF monitor, a good quality one,
oh yes,
certified, you can. They range anywhere from 100 to 500. I would purchase the more expensive ones that are actually rated. So that's in the last link I sent. So that's a one that one is one I actually personally used before. So
Okay. Oh, yes. Look at that.
FieldSense makes really high quality personal RF monitors.
That's pretty cool right there.
And a lot of them they give the
$600.
frequency, they give the frequency range as well. So frequency.
Look at that. Frequency range from 50 megahertz, which is low band,
Yep.
all the way up to 6 gigahertz, which is Wi-Fi.
Yep.
So this doesn't do FR22 or FR2. Which
no,
is
you can buy
millimeter
the millimeter wave ones. You can buy the millimeter wave ones, but it's just, this is good enough.
Oh, look there. Here's a climbing kit bundle for being a tower climber. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'd like to find somebody that's a tower climber and get them on the show one day. I would like to ask them a lot of questions and just talk about their job. So if anybody out there knows somebody that's a tower climber that actually does upgrades for the carriers, let them know. I want to put them on my live stream. I want to do a live stream with them. So I know there's certain stuff they can't talk about because it's NDA and stuff like that, but we'll work around all that. So, all right. So where did this go here? Oh, okay. Let's see the wavelength band. So these are the bands like for amateur radio. So this is what me and Caleb can talk on. 160 meters, 80, 75, 40. So this 160 is near the AM radio. It's right above the AM band. So it's like 1.5 or like 1.6 gigahertz. 80 meters is 3.8 gigahertz. 75 meters is, well, yeah, those about the same band. It's just the voice band's in 75 and the data is in 8. So 75 meters is 3.8 gigahertz. 40 meters is 7.4. Yeah, 7.4 gigahertz. And then 20 meters, 14.3 gigahertz. Then you got 17. Then you go all the way up. Then 10 meters is 28 megahertz. And the CB band for Citizens Band radios is 11 meters. So that's 26 and 27 megahertz. And then we go to VHF, and then that's when you get in your walkie-talkies. See here, 70 centimeters. That's UHF, like 450 megahertz. And this shows you the watts. See how you're lower in watts? So it's 500 watts. The power goes down as you go higher. Although with amateur radio, you can, if you're general class or higher, you can do 1500 watts on most of these bands. You can do 1500 watts. UHF, you got to be careful because there's certain restrictions. But VHF, you can talk 1500 watts anywhere you go. And then let's see. Yeah, it's a good hobby. It's fun. Amateur radio's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's good. I like that. This is a good
good article, yeah.
Yeah, I knew you could find a lot more stuff than I can find, so. Yeah, look, see here?
Right.
Maximum beam exposure. Look at that.
Right. Yep.
Look at that. 1 million. Is that 1 million watts? ERP? Shortwave. And there's 100,000 watts. 10,000 watts.
And, so density and your distance and your power.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's very cool. Notice how the dish propagates.
Right.
Wow. Man, this thing has everything laid out.
It's a lot. It's a lot to it.
Yeah. Wow, it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Look, there's an AM tower. Look at that. See how AM tower is?
Yep.
Let's see if there's any more pictures. I know you guys like pictures. Because definitely ain't going to read all this stuff. God, I'll put y'all to sleep if I read all this stuff. I'm just speed reading to see if there's anything good to share related to our topic tonight. Yeah, don't forget, we got a poll question up too. So make sure you guys answer the poll question. Let's see. How many people? We got 9 people live. Wow, there ain't very many people on tonight. People must be busy on Thursday night. Usually I have like 30 people in here, but I guess people are busy. That's okay. All right, so let's go back to this. Okay, safety of wireless devices. So we talked about SAR, and let's see, why haven't federal regulations been updated in the past 20 years? They haven't needed, there's no need to change them because nothing has changed. The way RF frequencies behave and work and the way they're used, it doesn't need fixed.
I
And
feel like
as we
that's
go to
gonna
higher
change.
frequencies,
Yeah, I feel like
you
it's going
think?
to change with 6G and terahertz, definitely. Yeah, with terahertz, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just depends on how close you are and everything, but yeah. So with terahertz, which is like 150 megahertz, yeah, I've seen the speed test that Qualcomm did. Did you see the speed test Qualcomm did?
No, I don't even
Oh, you
want to.
didn't?
I don't want to know.
It's 150 gigahertz. Okay, that's pretty high in frequency. 150 gigahertz. Right now, the highest frequency we got is 47 gigahertz on millimeter wave. That's able to be launched, and it's N260. Now this is like 3 times as high in frequency.
Yeah.
So what they did is they took this antenna. It's a 126 by 126 massive MIO on 150 gigahertz, and it's a subband full duplex. So it splits the transmit and receive top and bottom. The antenna is the size of your hand. Okay, so this is 126 by 126 massive MIMO, subband full duplex, 150 gigahertz. Okay, so at 1,000 feet away, the speed was 50 gigs down and 5 gigs up.
50 gigs down. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking.
Yeah,
when I was
that's
doing some
amazing.
when I was actually doing some RF calculations a little bit back then, I told you guys it was going to be about
Yeah.
about 50 gigs.
Isn't that crazy? Just
Yeah.
Can you just even think? And the antenna was the size of, well, it's actually smaller than, it's half the size of your phone. Wait, let me see if I can find a picture of it here.
Oh, 50 gigs. I just want to throw up right now. I can't do it. I can't do it, and I won't do it.
You can't do it no more.
I can't
let me see
do
if
it
I
no
can find
more.
this. I think I
There's so
downloaded a
much I
picture
can
of it.
do.
I think I downloaded a picture of it. I think it's in my folder here. Let me see if I can find it.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Your RF only goes up so high in frequency until you hit your infrared, right?
Right, exactly.
And when that point happens, you might as well give up. You'll be at lasers at this point.
Yeah. Oh, let's go to the Qualcomm page. Wait, I still have this up here where I was doing research here. Qualcomm. Okay, let's see. I think I have it right here on my screen. Here, let me find the testing. Let's see. It was the terahertz test. Okay, look. I know I still have it on my screen. I just got to find it. Okay, there's
Yeah, sir. That's where your 6G is going to be. It's probably going to start off with like a 20 gigabyte for throughput, then work your way up to 50 eventually, and then 100, and then 100, and then I don't understand like who would need all that except for like.
Yeah, I mean,
Ugh.
the basic thing is like pings and video, because eventually we're going to be doing 8K 60 video. And that requires a lot of bandwidth, And they're actually thinking about even higher than that. I mean, we're talking about 12K video, 16K. 32, yeah, we was talking about that the 32, other day, remember?
Yeah, 32K video. I just have a feeling we're just going to push the limit until
blows your mind.
The point of infrared, yeah, until like almost the point of infrared. If you want to pull
All
up
right,
a frequency chart as well, or I can do that. It can actually show the people how high RF energy and frequency
oh yeah,
actually
yeah.
goes until it
I
actually
know what you're talking about there. Yeah.
until you heat it up so much until it turns into infrared, until it turns into a laser and whatnot. I can bring it up. Hold on.
Okay. This is actually on a YouTube video, so I really can't show that because I can I'll freeze it right at where the antenna. Let's see, where's it at here? This is the wrong video. That's the wrong one. I don't know if I can find it. I have so much research up on my screen here from checking everything out. So to try to find you guys good content and stuff like that. So let's see. Wait, let's see. I sent that to somebody. Okay, here, let's see. I think I sent the picture to SMT. Let me find a picture and then download it to my computer. Here we go. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. Here, let me just save this to my computer. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Got you guys. I got you. I found it. Okay, here we go. Just give you guys a little sneak peek of what. Okay, where did it go? What the hell? I just downloaded it. Where did it go?
I put in the private chat the electromagnetic spectrum chart so everybody can see that. It's a nice website. You can see exactly
Here,
how far we're going to
download
come
again.
to.
Save image as. Let me put it here. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. Why is it opening up in this? Print pictures. No, I don't want to print it. What the hell? Why did it do that? It set it up as a print job. No, I don't want it as a print. What the hell? Oh my God. Why did it do that? I'm trying to save the picture. Okay, save image. Okay, save image as. Put it in the folder where I want it. Let's see. I guess I gotta change the extension to. There we go. Let's see if it goes now. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, that worked. Of course, it's not very big, but let's see. We can make it bigger. Yeah. Okay, that'll work. All right, let me get back up to the stream here. Let me put it back on the. Well, okay. Why is it not on? Oh, because it's not in the window. Oh, geez. I got to add another window. Okay, so present. Okay, so I got to hit this. Wait, you can only do one at a time? All right, so I got to add it again. Present. Present. What the hell? Oh, this thing's really acting weird now. I gotta stop the screen. Man, this thing's crazy. Okay. Share screen. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Let me find the tab. Here we go. Gosh, all the steps I gotta go to do this. Yeah. Add. There we go. Okay, there. All right, so here's what I was talking about. This is a sub-terahertz active antenna module. So if you see right here, see these little dots? These little dots, that's 126 antennas for receive. Now here is your 90 dB isolation. This is a sub-band full duplex. This is the new technology. You put the receive on top. You put 126 transmit antennas on the bottom. Now you can do full power on transmit. It's separated by this 90 dB isolation. And then now you have really good sensitive extreme hearing on your receive here because they're separated. The way it used to be is these 126 transmit would be on top of right next to the 126 receive. So when the power goes up, it makes the receiver deaf because it causes self-interference. So this is why the 5G Advanced has the new technology. And this is already going to be started on GigaMIMO, millimeter wave. They're going to start this on like 37 gigahertz.
That's a
Of
quarter
course,
of
it's
the
going to be much
size.
bigger than this.
Yeah, that's a quarter of the size of what an actual massive MIMO. I'm sorry, just a massive MIMO. Yeah, massive MIMO antenna module looks like. That's a quarter of the size of it, actually.
Yeah. So that's what's so crazy about this is you'll be able to put this in the back of a phone. So the technology is going to be good enough where you can get terahertz into your phone.
Exactly.
And it's going to work pretty good. There's still a lot of work to be done. It's still 10 years out, but it's going to happen. And it has hybrid beamforming. But this is a antenna for the small cell. So can you imagine putting this antenna on a small cell up on a 30-foot pole and then beaming this out? And you get 50 gigs down, 2 gig or 5 gigs up. This is crazy. So Qualcomm has done it. Pretty cool. Stop the screen.
Do you want to pull up that the last website I sent in the chat there about the electromagnetic spectrum graph? It's got a whole bunch of graphs and easy to read and everything.
All right, let's see. I'm just gonna get my screen back up here. Share. There we go.
Let's see how far we got to go to before it hits infrared.
All right. All right. Shared screen. There we go. We're out there. Then we go over here. I've been ignoring the chat for a little bit. I gotta see what you guys are talking about here. Copy address, and we'll go over here. We're gonna put it over here. Let's see. Gosh, I got so much stuff up here now. Oh, here, let's do this one here. Code red, code red. Well, I gotta watch the time too because I gotta go to work here in a little bit. So I still gotta make food. Have my coffee. Oh yeah, here's a good chart. I like this. All right, let's make this bigger for you guys. I know you guys are looking on your phone here. There you go.
There's one down below too. So.
All right, so here's your frequencies. Yep, you got very low frequency, and you got low frequency, MF. You got HF, VHF, UHF, SFH, or SHF, EF, EHF. Oh, these are all tongue twister, but here you can see we're at the frequency there. So here we go. Yeah, SHF is basically like microwave. So basically it's 2.4 gigahertz. It's partly in the S band and the C band. See, 3.1 is in S band. As soon as you hit 4 gigahertz, then you're in C band. That's right. 4G cellular, look at this, 56 to 100 gigahertz. That's the V band. Yeah. Low frequency. medium frequency, high frequency. There you go. Oh, yeah. Here's the chart you was talking about, right? Yeah. Yeah, 600 terahertz. That's 600 gigahertz, right?
No, your terahertz is 1,000 gigahertz.
So what's 600 terahertz in gigahertz? 6,000 gigahertz?
No, yes, correct. Yeah.
So 6,000. Oh, wow. So 6,000 gigahertz. Wow, that's way up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's like if you look at your infrared, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's 30.
here, yeah. So here, the shit that's in red, that's what can harm your body.
Yep. That's
So see what's in red?
Pentahertz. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And exohertz.
So that's frickin'
is.
That's ionizing. So ionizing radiation doesn't even start until pentahertz band. So
Right.
So you look at everything below 30 gigahertz, which is millimeter wave and down. It's not even in the red. So this claim that cell phone towers mess everybody up, it's crazy.
Bullshit. Yeah. So 30 gigahertz would be your infrared, and that's just that's yeah, it's crazy. There you go.
Low frequency spectrum, radio frequency spectrum, microwave. You got. There you go.
Your wavelength,
you go high enough in frequency, eventually switches over to light.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make.
And then it leaves light, and then goes into where it's invisible. So the waves are invisible. Yep. So it goes invisible waves to visible waves, then it goes back to invisible waves. So that's pretty crazy how the spectrum goes. So yeah, that's nuts. So there you go. Oh yeah, here's the amateur radio bands. Yeah. Very nice. Oh yeah, so here's the difference between non-ionizing versus ionizing. So you got X-rays and gamma rays. That's the stuff that harms your body and can cause cancer and destroy tissue. Now look at how high frequency you have to go to get to that. It's crazy. The wavelength, frequency. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, base to vehicle, average normal direct radio range. So amateur radio, I hate they got that word ham. It ain't ham, it's amateur radio. Stupid asses. We don't eat ham and talk on the radio.
Oh, I think the AM and ham is amateur.
So yeah, that's basically what they did, is they took the word amateur radio and they took off the very they just chopped off everything past
high frequency amateur radio operators ham.
No, the word ham comes because people are just lazy. They didn't want to say amateur radio, so they named a nickname. So they just took off the first two letters, which is AM, and they just threw an H on the front of it. Because if you say amateur, it's easy to say amateur radio.
We're amateur radio operators.
Amateur radio, and then that's what they said. Amateur radio is a nickname. So then they just said, "Oh, let's chop it off after the M. We'll just call it a ham." But ham is a pig. It's meat from a pig. Ham has nothing to do with amateur radio. I think it's the stupidest thing ever. But
well, they're kind of right, because if your RF gets so close to it and you get RF burner cooked, you're pretty much baking anyways.
Yeah, you can bake it like a ham. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what.
Crazy. It's crazy. But here, this is all your range. See, as you go higher in frequency, your range decreases. There, 100 watts.
That's right. That's why I need more power.
On HF, so you're on shortwave with 100 watts, you can talk 600 miles. So there, you go on VHF, FM. You go in here, VHF FM. You talk 15 miles. If you're it says here 9 miles, but
that's at 20 watts.
It depends. If you're on a mobile, it's better too. But VHF, UHF, say a 5-watt walkie-talkie, 7 miles. A CB can go 15 miles with 100 watts. I don't know. Now CB with just regular 12 watts. So a CB is supposed to only do 12 watts. But in order for a CB to go 10 miles with 12 watts, it would have to be a base station. Because you can't get 10 miles out of a car. It's just not possible.
You know, they put the CB on FM, which is really interesting now. I like to do some.
Yeah, that's
You know,
it's kind of pointless. It decreases the range. It makes the signal even more choppy. It makes picket fencing happening and all that. So I think the only
Something more
nice thing about
clear,
it
in
is
my
that it
opinion.
is clear. It is
it's more
clear.
Yeah.
It's like going from FM to DMR. It's clear. You don't hear all the static and
All right.
popping noises. It filters all that shit out. So, and then you got your mirrors FM. You get 6 miles. UHF like GMRS. So a GMRS walkie-talkie, 5 watts will go 3 miles. And then the family radio service is only half a watt. That's on channel 6 to 14 is on the low power. You only get a watt. That's what I think is funny is they sell these in packaging and it says 22-mile range. Yeah, if you're line of sight, maybe. Lucky. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, here's how radio waves work, the ionosphere. So the signal goes up, hits the ionosphere, and then shortwave, it bounces back there. It bounces. The signal goes up and then bounces back down to the other side of the earth. That's how you get the range. But if you're 100 megahertz and higher, the signal goes up and it bends out and it goes out. It never makes it back to the ground. Now you got another one is troposphere down here, which will make those bend back down. When you get a temperature inversion. I like that. That's pretty cool. That's very cool.
Yeah,
All right, let's see what the chat's saying.
The tropospheric ducting, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Temperature inversion. All right, let's see. Let's catch up on here. Where are we at here? Oh, I think it's the last part. Okay, there's Tito. Good evening. If they made it into a stealth site, nobody would notice. Okay, yeah, we did that. Service is bad. New Hampshire, Vermont, they need new towers to go up. Yep, everybody needs new towers. Verizon does have millimeter wave in Manchester. Oh, wow. And then we got, I remember when I was up near Battleboro, that service was bad going towards Bennington. Thank you, Baby Yoda. We're doing great tonight. Yeah, we've been live for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. So, yeah, we're going to go live, and we're going to stay on here for another 15, 20 minutes, or maybe 15 minutes, and then cut this out. I got to go make some food, get ready to go to work tonight. Let's see. Let's get through your chat here. And don't forget the poll question. Vote on the poll question. How was SPA tower site today? Oh, nice. Old Sprint keep site. Sorry I'm late. I just woke up from my after school nap. Oh, okay. That's all good. In all seriousness, what do you think it causes the Havana syndrome?
Oh, that's being in Cuba too long.
Oh, I get it. Oh, I say, isn't your regular kitchen microwave the same frequency as your low band Wi-Fi? Yes, the 2.4. Yep, that's correct. Yep. I'm ordering McNuggets. Ew. Does aluminum foil in my head help with the 5G signals about? Yeah. That's pretty funny. The stuff that will kill you is a reactor number 4 of Chernobyl. Correct. Hello there.
Rich.
From Bridgeport, West Virginia.
Rich.
Gosh, I bet you it's getting spring. It's March in West Virginia. That means the leaves are starting to turn green. It's starting to get springtime over there. Great information. You're going to make this available on your page. Yes. Well, I don't have a web page, I guess. I don't have that, but this live stream will be, replay, so you can come back and look at it anytime. Oh, you're talking about, wait, which page are you talking about? That Caleb just shared? You want me to share them on here?
You just put those links in the chat or something.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's probably what they want.
Yeah, okay, let me do that. Let me see. Let me copy this link. Put it in the chat. Yeah, it's all public information. There's nothing secret to it. Nothing at all. But yeah, I'll put it in here so you guys can get it. So I got that one. What was the other one you guys wanted? Let's see. I think that's the one they're talking about. If there's a specific one, let me know. Awesome. Okay, good. All right. All right. I mean, we've covered just about everything. Let's see if there's any other articles or something like here. Lawsuits. Let's see what we got here. All right, there's that. Lawsuits on 5G. Oh, God, I just can't believe all these lawsuits and stuff. Look at this. Lake Tahoe case. Federal lawsuit filed against TRPA Verizon Wireless.
I remember that one.
Hundreds of new cell towers and wireless antennas. Gosh.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Maine resident with cancer sues over discriminatory smart meter opt-out fees. Oh, God. So he's saying the smart meter that transmits his data for his meter is causing cancer. What the? That shit's on very low power too, man. So basically it's very low power, right? So there's a little antenna on top of your meter where the water meter is. And it transmits about 15, 20 feet from that meter to the truck. The truck has an antenna pointed on both sides of the truck towards the houses where the meters are. It drives slowly down the road and it actually picks up the meters and it transfers the rate. So as soon as it picks it up, it transmits the meter data into the database. And that's all they do. And now they don't even have to do that anymore. They don't have to drive a truck down the street. Now they're putting up antennas. They put up antennas on every street. And that antenna is connected in. And what it does is it goes from the water meter to the antenna. And then that antenna then retransmits it to a bigger site. Or uploads it using LTE even. And it transmits the data. So, but people are suing all that. That's all low powered stuff. That's harmless. It'd be like me. That'd be like me if I got brain cancer tomorrow and I want to sue everybody because this Bluetooth headset caused me to have cancer. No, it's crazy. You got more chance of catching cancer with the food, this poison food that our government allows us to eat. I mean, the chemicals. I mean, like high fructose corn syrup, citric acid, and there's all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of hazardous chemicals that's put in food. Australia. Here's one for Australia. Oh, the UK. Oh, they're really bad about all this suing stuff over there. UK. Okay, let's see what this is. Historic win by Children's Health Defense in case against FCC on safety guidelines for 5G and wireless.
Yeah, we already covered that.
Oh, that's the same one.
Yeah.
Okay. I just try to pull up as many articles I can find about. What aspect of your health are planning to prioritize? Oh, gosh. Yeah, we pretty much covered all this stuff. Yeah. I mean, there's only so much you can cover. I mean, we just expose. I mean, so anybody that says that 5G hurts you or harms you is crazy. As long as you stay within the guidelines of the FCC. All right, let's see. Exclusive. Okay, here. Near South. Oh, this is the lady that with 51 strokes. So here we go. 51 strokes.
What was
Look
she
at this
doing?
picture.
Like, was she like
Look at this
climbing
picture.
up
Look
the
at her
tower
whole
and, like,
face is red.
sleeping right
Look,
on it?
I think what she did is she sprayed hot water on her face and then she took a picture and she's saying this antenna made her face red and made her have strokes. See, I think this is all crazy. Look at this tower. Crazy. Meow. 900 feet from her home. That would later forever change Marcia's life. Nearly immediately after the cell tower was upgraded in 2019, Marcia became disabled from the intense levels of radio frequency radiation emitted by the tower. Isn't that how some of these talk show hosts talk? You know, they like over dramatize their words to make it think. Yeah.
Right.
Nearly immediately after the cell tower was upgraded in 2019, Marcia became disabled from the intense levels of radio frequency radiation. Since then, she's suffered 51 strokes after eating McDonald's every day in her life. Now backed by the legal team at Children's Home Defense. See, that's what's crazy. You get all these lawyers involved and man, they just go crazy. Well, I think it's funny. She said she moved away. She was better. And then she came back and she got sick again. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, look. In October 2020, constructed a Faraday cage enclosed with metal lining that blocks out all RF radiation to give Marcia a place of relief from the radiation. Oh, look what you see right there. What do you see right there, Caleb? What do you see? What do you see?
Oh, I see.
Okay, so she puts all the stuff to block the radiation out. And what do you see?
And some cell phone chargers.
You see stuff there that puts out electromagnetic radiation.
Of course.
If she's so sensitive to that, why did
and a Wi-Fi Roku? Yeah, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh! You just can't make this stuff up. Oh, look at this! Look at these RF. It looks like sunburn to me. Oh, I got sunburn. Yep. What the hell? Oh, look, this is what happened to their dogs. The cell phone tower did this to their dogs, too. Oh, look at this. These are animals affected by the tower's radiation. Their dog, Daisy, developed fatty tumors throughout her body, limited. What? Fatty tumors. I would say that the dogs and them have some kind of like bad stuff in the water there or something. Maybe they got radon gas coming up out of the ground, and that's what's making them all sick.
Something, yeah.
You see, radon gas could do that. So there's areas of the country that's a high, and they're just blaming it on the cell phone tower. There's no way a cell phone tower is giving a dog cancer and making her sick with strokes and stuff. It's just no. I mean, my cat died of cancer. Is that because my cat was next to a cell phone tower? No, the 9 years I had my cat, we wasn't near a cell phone tower. So I think it's the food from China. The cat food from China, I think, had bad stuff in it. A lot of our food comes from China. And there's a lot of poisons in it. China. Look out. China's poisoning us. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got some articles here. Look at this. From this website here. Very nice job here. Okay, let's see. Here's the phone SAR database. Yeah, remember I was talking about the phones? Here's okay, this is the lowest. Let's go to the highest phone, okay. All right, this phone right here has the highest SAR. A Samsung Galaxy A13 is 1.27 watts per kilogram. Remember, The maximum allowed is 1.6 watts per kilogram. So all these phones are below. So the most powerful phone is the Galaxy A13, followed by the Galaxy S24 Ultra puts out 1.26. Remember I said 1. I was guessing 1.4.
The T-Mobile
But
phones. Nice.
see, S24 is 123. Google Pixel 7. See, all these are listed. The FCC tested all these. Look at the Apple. So the Samsung puts out more radiation than the Apple does. I don't even like using the word radiation. Well, there you go. Here's all the phones. Look. So actually, if you're scared, here, let me switch this to lowest. Now, this is the head. This is holding the phone to your ear when you're talking. Most people don't even do that. They got Bluetooth headsets, so it makes it even. So you even got less exposure. So the best phone is a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. It's only 0.19 watts per kilogram.
Actually, if you're scared,
Google Pick.
Get an intrinsically safe phone.
Look here. Here's a Galaxy S10 5G. It only puts out 0.3. Gosh.
That way it won't blow up on you.
So here's a. Hey, you guys want this? Here, let me give it. Here, let me put this in the. I know you guys want this. Here, I'll put it in the chat. There you go.
Put an article.
That's good. You guys can look this up. You can look up your own phone and all that. And if you're really worried about radiation, you can, Yeah. There you go.
Put an article. All right, so there's that. Intrinsically safe phones as well. They're called intrinsically safe.
And then let's see, news, reducing RF radiation shielding. Oh, that's a video. All right, so this website's a pretty good website here. Well, I mean, I'll just give it to you. So here, okay. EMFs and bioelectricity. Thomas. There's quite a few nice little articles on here. Let's see. Articles, EMF, 5G risk. Yeah. Oh, look, Starlink, 5G cellular cell towers in space get full FCC approval to beam 71 to 76 gigahertz to the Earth and 81 to 86 gigahertz to space. Yeah, so SAR is going to be nothing. Now, if you go to the Earth to space station and you go stand next to the dish that's transporting up to the satellites, yeah, it's like 1500 watts ERP. At that microwave, yeah, you could probably cook a hot dog. So if you go next to the satellite dish that's transmitting up to the satellites, you can cook a hot dog with it. But it's always fenced off and it's pointing to the sky. So it's not pointing towards people. So those areas, I'm sure, are fenced off so nobody can go back in there. And then a satellite is like 200 miles away. So even a satellite beaming 1500 watts ERP from the satellite down to Earth is not going to hurt you because you're 200 miles away. The density is not strong enough to be above the 1.6 watts per kilogram. So, well, that's pretty interesting there. Look at that. Starlink. That was March 13th. That's a brand new article. Yeah, that was just a couple of days ago. All right, here this. Our 5G cell tower causes 51 alleges Roman who sues AT&T. Yeah, that's what article we just talked about. RF safe customer reviews. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, a Quanta case radiation EMF protection. Oh, it's a phone case. Okay, so you put your phone in here and it blocks the radiation from harming you. But what else does it do? It makes your phone get no service, no signal. So what's the point in blocking the signal on a cell phone and then it loses the tower and you have no service? Unless you want to put your phone in this case when you're not using it. But of course, you're not going to get any alerts. It's not going to go off. It's not going to ring. So, but, oh well, okay. I guess you can do that.
I got one of those.
iPhone anti-radiation phone case. See, that's like an oxymoron. Okay, so people are screaming, I need more signal. I need more speed. I need more signal. I need more speed. And then they put shit on their phones to block the signal and block the speed. because they're afraid of radiation. When these phones are already FCC certified to not be above 1.6 watts per kilogram. So these anti-radiation shit is stupid. Tell them, Zircol.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is.
Nuclear.
I think when you start getting up into the terahertz range, I think then, then we can take another look at it and see, because those rates will change, right?
Mm-hmm.
But until then, don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, here's the radio frequency safety. Here, let me put this in the chat too. Here, I'm gonna give this to you guys. You guys can have this too. You want to look at that? This has got everything that the FCC. So if anybody says, "Oh well, 5G is going to harm you," just throw them this. There we go. FCC maintains current RF safety rules. See, it's all right here. Everything. Look at this. It even covers 3 kilohertz to 3 terahertz. 100 kilohertz to 100 gigahertz. There's each one has its own rules.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Anything past 3 terahertz is when you got to kind of reevaluate everything.
Yeah. And anything after 3 terahertz, right, really not being used yet. There's nothing up there.
Ugh, yet. Keyword is yet.
Yet. Okay, here. Cellular telephone specific absorption rate, SAR. Here you go. 1.6 watts per kilogram. There you go. What we've been talking about all night. All right, so we can only beat this horse in the ground so much. Oh, okay, there's this thing you said.
Yeah, we're kind of at time as well.
Yeah, I think we beat the horse into the ground. So let's see what you guys are saying in chat here. All right, let's see. 5G killed me, and I came back as an undead nightmare.
You would, Borgantha. You would.
Manny says, I heard that they're putting band 8 for utilities, IoT stuff, in the meters and streetlights. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the above is just a joke. I suffer no ill effects even using my phone as a hotspot while carrying another phone and tablet. Yep. Processed pet food probably kills. Yep, exactly. Some people are stupid. Those towers are what make cell phones work. Not every carrier is on board with the cell phone and satellite idea yet. Didn't France ban iPhone 12 because of radiation? Yeah, that was just stupid. All right, there's your link there. Yeah, look, he's got the highest power density phone, which is in the safe limits. It won't hurt you. Crazy. Are signal blocking bags effective at blocking cell signals or useless? It depends. It depends on what it's made of and that. But yeah, there is stuff out there where you can put phones in a bag and it'll block out there. There's a thing called a Faraday box. You can buy a box that's got copper on the inside of it. And when you close it up, you put something in there and it actually blocks all the signals out.
Yeah, you can buy
like if you put this in, you close the lid, you lose connection to your Bluetooth headset. It even blocks that out.
Yeah, let me get the link for that actually.
Yeah.
Good,
so
purchasing that I go through.
Now for key fobs, like for your car, so that the thieves don't steal your car, you can put your key fob in a Faraday box next to your bed. That way they can't receive your signal from that and get it and unlock your car and drive away with it. So you got to be careful with technology. So your key fob should be stored in a place where it's safe like that. So, and besides, okay, so think about this. Okay, the 1.6 watts per kilogram is only if you're holding this up to your ear like this. That's when this phone puts out 1.4 watts per kilogram. And that's estimated on 12 hours of phone use a day. So you'd have to hold your phone to your ear for 12 hours a day to get to 1.4. So if your phone is on your desk, you only use your phone for 50, 60 minutes of phone calls a day, it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, if you want to click on that link I sent, you can put that in the chat as well. There's the Faraday bags that I recommend and I use personally.
All right.
So they do work.
All right. All right, there we go.
I even got a whole backpack that's made out of it. So. But if you just want something simple, You can buy these.
Oh, there you go.
You can
Oh,
buy
check
these
that out.
You can buy these bags. You can put anything in there, and it will literally block every
Yeah, it blocks
signal.
GPS signal too, right?
Yes,
GPS?
it does. It blocks every signal known to man.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
They work great. Yep. You can buy wallets, belts, bags. You can put your girlfriend in there. You can do everything. Who
What?
said that? Who said that?
What? What? Oh, look out. You're going to get zapped. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see where we go. I would prefer low band 4G, LTE, 5G for more coverage and distance. Well, you may prefer that, but actually, those are not going to get you more distance. What's going to get you more distance is 5G advanced on higher frequencies with GigaMIMO. That's what's going to give you more. So
let me introduce
4G.
you to upper mid band man.
Yeah, buddy.
With a cape.
That's right. Yep. For sure.
And they're pretty snazzy. I mean, I like them.
They're snazzy.
They're work really, really well.
Price is not too bad.
No, it's not.
Oh, here's what I was talking about. A key fob Faraday cage. That's what you need.
Yep.
Keep your car keys in this so your shit ain't gonna get stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Technology, it's crazy. The thieves are using technology to steal stuff. So
Yep.
here, it's key fob.
Can you go to the wallets and belt section?
Here?
Yeah. Let's see what they got.
Oh, for RFID stuff, so they don't steal RFID stuff. Protects your chip-enabled cards.
Exactly. Yep. So I have an RFID wallet myself. This is good if you're like traveling. You want to get like a fanny pack or some shit.
Very nice.
Yeah. So this is good to have if you're traveling into unknown, spooky areas with tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we had a good show.
All right. Yeah, we've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I got to go make some food, then go get ready for work. But thank you all for tuning in to the live stream. We still got, let's do the poll question. Forgot to do the poll question. Oops. Let's see. All right, here. Let's see. Let me find the poll question here. Let's see. Where'd it go? I don't see it. I know it's here. Oh, here it is. Here. All right. So if you haven't voted, hurry up and vote. 35 votes. Wow. We had 35 people come in and out. I think at one time we had like 10 people live. That's not bad. Spring's here. People are busy. All right. So answer. Do you believe 5G causes harm to humans and animals? All right, let's cancel this poll out here. I think everybody voted.
It only causes harm if you actually physically throw your phone at somebody else.
Uh-huh. There we go. And it is. Look at that. 77% of you says no. 22% of you says yes. So even after this live stream that we just showed you, me and Caleb just showed you the proof, the evidence, the safety. So there's still 22% of you that think it doesn't hurt you. But just remember, 5G puts out less energy in the air. It uses beamforming, concentrates the beams out there to the phones, so you get less exposure. And as the beamforming in the phones get better, these are going to put out less interference as well, or less harm. The SCRs are going to go down in these phones, I believe, in the future once you get,
That's right.
I mean, they're talking about 8x8 antennas on here.
Right.
This is 4x4 for these phones. 8x8 is coming out like the X85 modem. I think 8x8 is what they said is coming out.
Yep.
So can you imagine 8x8 MIMO
with
on
AI.
X85 modem with AI machine learning?
Dude, oh, you know that guy that got the they just came out with this today. So the guy that got the brain implant with AI, he can now play
Yeah.
chess. He can now play chess. That is insane. Like I'm dead
Wait.
serious.
So you're saying that chip tells his brain how to play chess
No,
and
he
win?
could play. No, he could literally play chess with his brain.
Oh, okay. So he in his head he plays chess, and where does it go?
No, it's on the
He's
computer
playing
screen.
chess with himself.
No,
Oh,
it's
on
on
the
the computer.
computer.
Yeah, he controls the chess.
Oh,
Yeah, by Neuralink. Yeah, it's insane. Like it's crazy. Look, it just came out today.
God.
Yeah, he's literally playing chess. He's thinking. He actually thinks of the move, like pawns and bishops, and it actually does it on
Yep.
the screen.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that.
No, it's
I don't
true.
know.
It came out today because
I don't
no,
know.
because I'll tell you how it works. It's the
What do
electrical
you think,
signals.
chat? What do you think, chat?
The electrical signals coming up from his brain, which produce electrical signals, that interfaces with the electrical signals of the Neuralink, and it controls the computer that's playing on the chess. That's how that works.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, go look it up. It
It,
just
it,
came
it
out
just
today.
seems so scientific. Seems
It's
like it's fake.
crazy, and they showed it on TV. He's actually moving the chess with his mind. It's like Professor X type shit. Like that's how bad it is.
So what you're saying is, in the future, we're gonna drive our cars and go like this.
You very well could be, yeah. So yeah, pull up the article, Ricky. I'll show it to you. It's insane.
Oops! Almost hit somebody.
Yeah, it's like Professor X type shit. This is why I don't like AI. This is why it can lead to bad things. Yeah, let me see if I can find that article. Oh, it's freakily sick. Yeah. Hold on, Neuralink. There we go. Here we go. Oh, whoops, that's a BBC. Not routers. I got the apps. Yeah. If you Google Neuralink chess, has it right on there. He's a paraplegic. He can now play chess. And here's the article right here. It's all over the internet. It's freakily. I mean, good for him, but still, I can see this
being abused.
Oh, okay. This is electrical signals used with AI versus also with his thinking. Just imagine what this can do. There's the video.
Crazy.
Yeah, if you scroll all the way up. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. Playing chess. Yeah, it's just
That's crazy.
This is why I'm not upgrading any of my technology that has any chip with AI in it. Just think about AI. AI is used for for hacking, for malicious purposes, for doing Professor X type stuff. It's going to be getting worse. This is only the start. Imagine controlling a car with just a chip in your brain. You won't even need gas pedals anymore. Run away from AI, guys, especially in terahertz frequencies. Can you imagine what AI is going to do?
We can use technology to help the police identify criminals as called security cameras. Well, the biggest thing coming up, they actually have automated plate readers now that reads the plate of the car when it drives by, and if it's unregistered or the person has no driver's license expired or they had a warrant for the arrest, it takes a picture of the car and the license plate and the description, and it puts it on the computer screen of the police car. So it pops up on their screen, and it says what direction the heading is going to. So if the camera picked it up, it says it's going northbound on this street. As soon as they see it, they drive up, they get behind the car, it matches the license plate, and they go, I already know the driver has a warrant for arrest. They put the lights on, they pull the car over, and they verify the person that's in there, the registered owner.
Yeah.
And if he's in there and he's got a warrant, they arrest him, take him to jail.
It's going to get even worse with 2020.
That's what Henderson Police is using here. They're using that here now.
Yep, 2026 cars on up. and have the manufactured kill switch in it, so they can be able to stop your car at will and be able to
Yep.
arrest you. It's then can you imagine?
Yeah, because they're trying to put an end to all these police
Yeah.
chases and stuff because high-speed chases are killing people. So,
Yeah, imagine all this Neuralink imagine a cop having a Neuralink in their brain and be able to stop any
oh
car.
my God.
You'd be able to stop any car just with their brain.
That's crazy.
Because your Neuralink.
And this technology can be abused. That's what I don't like about it. It could be abused.
Point. Yes, there's the Neuralink with AI, of course. Yes, that's why do you think? I mean, why do you think I've been preaching so much against AI? This is why.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, who in a million years thought anybody would be able to control chess on a laptop, mind you, with their brain? That's insane.
It is insane.
Freaking
That's crazy.
Yeah. Can you play? I wonder if you can play that video. There's a video to this, I know.
Yeah, I know. I see that. Well, I don't want to get demonetized.
Nah, you probably won't. You don't know where to. Nah, you won't. I think you'll be fine. But that's nuts. You play it later, but this is silly.
Well, it's on Twitter, but I don't know how that works. I don't want to play it on there. Then the AI things find it and say,
come after you.
Yeah, and then they demonetize my video and shut me down and
yeah.
Take this whole video down. Then it'll be gone. Then I just wasted my 2 hours on a live stream. So
yeah, just think
if they delete your video, then that's it. You know, you lose it.
Yeah, just think of anything you could do with Neuralink with just thinking. That's the scary possibilities. But no.
That's
all
crazy.
right. Let's call it, man.
All right, so we're going to cut this out. It's 2 hours and 24 minutes and 5 seconds. We are done. We are over and out. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next live stream. We'll be back here again next Thursday, and you never know. Here in a couple of days, we may do a pop-up special live stream of some sort. And if I get some more sunny days, I might just fly my drone too. Get up one afternoon, and Tuesday I'm off, so I'm off Tuesday. So when I get up Tuesday, I may just head out, and if it's a sunny day, I'll go out. We're supposed to have really nice weather coming up here, so I'll go out and get you guys some more drone videos. But till then, see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
See ya.